there, Coach Chris, Critical Bench, coming to you from the compound here. I am the head strength coach here at Critical Bench, and I want to go over proprioception exercises that you can do easily for your knee. Proprioception simply is your awareness of your body in space, to put it simply. So it's the sense of your body at motion in space. And it's a very important, it's hard for people maybe to understand what I mean by that, but it's feeling grounded and having just a sense of your movement. And it's something that's obviously closely connected to your brain, right? If our brain's not functioning well, if we're aging and our brain health is deteriorating, then our proprioception can likewise be on the decline, because we start to lose a good sense of ourself in space, of our body, of our motion. And there's a lot of exercises. I mean, I couldn't even go over them all. There's so many different ones in one video. Exercises for all the different body parts. I want to obviously focus mostly on the knee in this video. And so I'm going to show you some real simple ways to go about doing that. You can do without any apparatus, without anything whatsoever. I'm standing here on these nice firm blue mats. I'm barefoot. That's another key proponent of this, is you want to be barefoot with exercises like this. Obviously if you're standing, if you're seated, then not as big a deal. When you're barefoot, you have a much better sense of your body position, of feeling grounded, of feeling connected to the floor beneath you. When you're in sneakers or in some type of footwear, that sense is a bit taken away from you. Now your foot is really your sense of the ground now is through a sole, a very thick, half-inch to an inch thick piece of rubber. So it kind of takes away your ability to sense the floor with your feet. So, and we have a lot of senses in our senses through our feet. So very good to do this exercise barefoot. Something as simple as just lifting one foot up off the ground, okay, starts to have an impact on your proprioception. And so for the knee, if I lift one foot, okay, so now I have one foot off the floor. I'm looking forward, my eyes are open, I'm not doing anything in particular with my arms. All I'm doing is hovering one foot off the floor a few inches and standing. Now these mats are pretty firm, but they're not as hard as a tile or hardwood floor. So it does add a little bit of instability, because, you can tell that I'm working just to maintain this position. I'm working at my ankle, I'm working at my knee, I'm working at my hips, my core is stabilized, so there's all kinds of things going on. Now I'm gonna switch to the other foot, okay? Because whatever you're doing on one side, you gotta make sure that you're doing it for both so that you have some balance there. That's just kind of so this would be a great place to start. Now, a progression for this proprioception exercise. So this is just a single leg balance exercise. How do I make this more challenging? Well, there's a lot of ways with just body weight just to make this more challenging. One would be just to put your arms into a different position. Okay, so I can put my arms out here, or I could do something like touch my shoulders and then straighten my arms back out. Touch my shoulders, straighten my arms back out. Okay, that right there, that element of added movement is making this a more challenging exercise. Now what can I do? I'll switch back to my left foot, keep my arms at my sides, but now I'll close my eyes. Drastically different. See how much harder I'm working? I was going to lose my balance, okay? It doesn't matter how fit you are, how in shape you are. If you're not used to doing movements like this, now I'm on my right leg, I'm going to close my eyes. Drastically different. And you can see how much my leg, all the my body's trying to signal to my brain and go back and forth, right? So you got this signal going on. It's going up through my leg, my spinal cord into my brain, back down to my leg, and it's trying to tell my body where I am in space at all, just constantly, right? And because we are visually, I guess the word would be, we use our vision for our balance, right? We are visually very, very dependent. So when we take our eyes, when we take our vision out of the equation, it makes everything more challenging. As simple as this. So another proprioception exercise is actually just a squat, okay? Now you can, and I'll show you another version, obviously. So just doing a body weight squat with your arms out in front of you, and then back up, okay? Nothing, that's proprioception, okay? Now do that with your eyes closed, and back up, and back up. Feels very different, very, very different. Just to do something that you may have done thousands of times, but you're doing it now with your eyes closed, okay? It feels different. Your focus has changed. You're now no longer looking at the horizon or out in front of you to know where you are in space. You're just relying completely on your senses. And this is where being barefoot really, really helps, okay? Now, what I can do also with that exercise, I can do like a single leg squat, which would be like a partial squat. Again, I'm on kind of not a super firm ground here, but just like this. I drive my arms forward, my other leg goes back behind me, and I stand up. Just like this. I trail the leg behind me, and I come back up. I'll switch to the other side. Try doing that. Now, how about this? Try doing that same exercise. Get down into the bottom part, but now close your eyes. And I lost my balance right away, okay? Let's try that again. We go down, which is challenging enough on one leg, and we close our eyes. How long can you hold it? How long can you fight to hold that balance? 3 seconds, 5 seconds. You start getting really good, you can do that for 10 seconds, 15, 20 seconds, switch to the other side. If you start getting great, now you're doing reps. So you're actually doing, if I go back to my left leg, and I'm down, and I'm up, and I'm doing reps just like I normally would be. I got my eyes open, but I close my eyes and do it. It's okay if you touch your toe to the ground, but see how unsteady I instantly become? That would be a very advanced proprioception exercise for the knee, for the whole body. I'm breathing heavy and I'm sweating just doing some of this stuff. I'm not lifting a weight. I'm not doing anything super, what doesn't appear super challenging. But when you start to take away points of contact with the floor, everything starts to change. Whether you're reaching up over your head, out to your side, you start to incorporate weights, So this would be still a proprioception exercise for my knee if I did curls, if I did side raises, front raises, overhead press, anything, okay? Now what you can do is you can change your surface. You can go to something like this, one of these pads. This is great. So this is even softer and squishier than the mat that I'm currently standing on, the big, heavy, these are like MMA mats. This one, as you can see, my foot kind of sinks into it. I'm working much harder right away on this, just doing this. You see my leg shifting and moving, constantly signaling. My brain back to my leg, back to my knee, back to my ankle, back to my hips, telling me what to do, how to react. Okay? Now I switch. So the benefits are huge compared to doing this with shoes on. So if you want to really wake up your senses, definitely do this barefoot. I mean, just this is work. So hold this 10, 20, 30 seconds. Close your eyes. How long can you hold it? It might not look pretty, you might look silly, but I tell you, it's super effective. If you want to give your brain a workout, this stuff is better than doing crossword puzzles and better than doing Sudokus and word searches. If you want your brain to work hard, do this stuff, okay? So, several ways to go with this. Obviously, you get super advanced. Right now, you're doing those single leg squats again, but you're doing it on the pad, okay? So there's lots of different ways to go with this. So the pad, phenomenal. Another thing is a wobble board. So all this is, and these come wobble boards. You have the ones that have a center bar and all it can do is go from side to side. I think they actually call those rocker boards. And then you have the wobble board. The wobble is just a round center, and it can wobble in all 360 degrees, right? So just standing on this, barefoot again, okay, and just trying to maintain a position without touching the sides. So, I mean, that could happen, right? You could drop down to the one side, but then you try to level off the board again. So just that's work for my knees. And then you start getting stronger, right? And you do actual squats or partial squats. You go as low as you can. Okay, so this is work. And again, you could go low reps on this. Do 3 to 5 reps. Okay, now just stand there. And again, try to find your center, try to find some balance, and close your eyes. Okay? You gotta push with the toe, push with the heel, push with the outside of the foot, push with the inside of the foot, constantly trying to find a center. Okay, so these are all extraordinary ways to do proprioception exercises to work your knee area. Not to mention everything else. You're working your core, you're working, your lower leg, your calf muscle, your ankle is working extremely hard. So there's a lot of different elements that go into this versus just making it for the knee. So benefiting all parts of the body as well as the mind. And again, you'll see proprioception exercises a lot for the elderly, for the seniors, for the rehab centers. And it's because you want to form a stronger connection to different parts of your body, right? And so these are just some of the ways that you can do that effectively and get a really good workout without picking up a weight. And see, it doesn't appear I'm doing a heck of a lot of work, but I really am. Thank you so much for watching. Just for watching our video, I have a free gift for you. It's called the 3 Best Ways to Improve Your Posture. And posture is obviously super, super important in our lives, in not just in appearance, but obviously in performance and everything else, how our body ages. The more we can do to keep our posture really, really good and strong, the better our lives are, without question. Now, this free report is very easy to get. All you gotta do is put your email in. Just click this box. Click that box, put your email in, and you can download this free report. I know you'll love it. Also, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking here, and also check out this other good video here that I know that you'll really like. Thanks again for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, leave some comments for us, and we'll see you next time.